External Affairs spokesperson Anurag Srivastava informed all 8 SCO member states, 4 observer states, SCO Secretary General and Director of SOC that India will be hosting the Shanghai Cooperation Organization Heads of Government. Well, the summit will be held in a virtual format on November 30th.
Announcements. The first is on our humanitarian aid to Africa. In keeping with India's tradition of reaching out to people of Africa in times of need, Government of India has decided to provide humanitarian assistance to Sudan, South Sudan, Djibouti and Eritrea. This is in the form of food aid of 270 metric tons to people affected by natural calamities and the COVID pandemic in these countries. INS Airawat left Mumbai on the 24th of October on a visit to this region with this aid, which comprises of wheat flour, rice and sugar. The Indian naval ship is presently in the port of Djibouti. It has delivered 50 metric ton of food aid and it will depart Djibouti today and reach Mombasa in Kenya on 20th of November to deliver 70 metric tons of food aid meant for South Sudan. As per its schedule, INS Airawat had earlier delivered 100 metric tons of food aid after reaching Port Sudan on the 2nd of November. Thereafter, it reached Massawa port in Eritrea on the 6th of November and delivered 50 metric tons of food aid meant for that country. This gesture of the Government of India has been greatly appreciated by the countries concerned. I have a short update on the Vande Bharat mission. As on 12th of November, 23.41 lakh Indians have been repatriated through different modes of this mission. The phase 8 of this mission is presently operational, and this has been operational since the 1st of November. In the first 10 days of operation under this phase, we have repatriated 80,000 nationals through 436 international flights from 22 countries. Of these 436 flights, most are from GCC countries, followed by USA, UK, Singapore and Germany. Now let's move on to your questions. Yatin, could you please take over?
So first set of question is on USA President-elect. Suhasini from The Hindu has asked, has Prime Minister Modi requested a call with US President-elect Joseph Biden, and when is it likely to be scheduled? Also, is he expected to speak to Ms. Kamala Harris? Madhurendra from News Nation has asked, US में सत्ता हस्तांतरण का दौर जारी है, भारत US के साथ अपने संबंधों को प्रेसिडेंट-इलेक्ट बाइडेन के दौर में कैसे देखता है? नरेंद्रनाथ फ्रॉम नव भारत टाइम्स हैज आस्क्ड, क्या अमेरिका में नवनिर्वाचित प्रेसिडेंट जो बाइडेन से प्राइम मिनिस्टर मोदी की बातचीत की कोई योजना है? Similar question from Parikshit from CNBC.
PM had congratulated US President-elect Mr. Biden through a tweet on the 8th of November, and PM had appreciated Mr. Biden's contribution to strengthening India-US relations in his capacity as former Vice President. He had also conveyed that he looks forward to working with him to take India-US relations to greater heights. As regards the call between the two leaders, it will happen in due course at a mutually convenient time. Now, responding to Madhuren's question, Madhuren जी, आपने देखा होगा कि भारत और अमेरिका के द्विपक्षीय संबंध की बुनियाद काफ़ी मजबूत है और ये जो कॉम्प्रिहेंसिव ग्लोबल स्ट्रेटेजिक पार्टनरशिप हमारे दो देशों के बीच में है, इसका द्विपक्षीय समर्थन है, दोनों दलों का समर्थन इसमें है और ये भी देखा गया है कि एक के बाद आने वाले राष्ट्रपति और प्रशासन ने इन संबंधों का स्तर और भी बढ़ाया है.
Next set of question is on Nepal. Siddhan from Vion has asked, will Foreign Secretary visit Nepal? If yes, what will be the key agenda? Devi Rupa from The Wire has asked, has India conveyed to Kathmandu that Indian Foreign Secretary will be visiting Nepal? If yes, what are the dates and will there be a separate meeting on the border issue? Similar questions from Suhasini from The Hindu, Madhurendra from News Nation, Shankar from India vs Disinfo.
Before Foreign Secretary's official visit, we do make a media announcement. So as and when any such visit takes place, you will get to hear from us.
Siddhan from Vion has asked, Vion reported that Pakistan has accepted the presence of 11 Pakistani terrorists involved in 26/11 in its most wanted terror list. Any reaction? Shailendra from News 18 has asked, पाकिस्तान की FIA ने पहली बार माना कि 26/11 के 11 आतंकी पाकिस्तान में रहते हैं. क्या इस एडमिशन के बाद पाकिस्तान से मुंबई हमलों की बरसी से पहले कार्रवाई की उम्मीद की जा सकती है? Similar question from Madhurendra from News Nation.
Yes, I have something on this. We have seen media reports in Pakistan about Pakistan's Federal Investigative Agency releasing an updated book on most wanted high-profile terrorists listing several Pakistani nationals involved in the 26/11 Mumbai attacks. While the list includes a select few members of the Lashkar-e-Taiba, a UN-designated terror entity based in Pakistan, including the crew members of the boats used to execute the 26/11 attack, it glaringly omits the mastermind and key conspirators of this heinous terror attack. It is a fact that the 26/11 terror attack was planned, executed and launched from Pakistan's territory. The list makes it clear that Pakistan possesses all the necessary information and evidence on the conspirators and facilitators of the Mumbai terror attack based in Pakistan. The Government of India has repeatedly called on the Government of Pakistan to give up its obfuscation and dilatory tactics in discharging its international obligations in the Mumbai terror attack trial. Several other countries have also called upon Pakistan to expeditiously bring the perpetrators of this terror attack to justice. It is a matter of serious concern that despite its own public acknowledgement as well as the availability of all necessary evidence, including that shared by India, Pakistan is yet to show sincerity in delivering justice to the families of 166 victims from 15 countries across the globe, even as we near the 12th anniversary of the 26/11 attacks.
Gautam Lahiri has asked, when India-Bangladesh land and rail connectivity is to open, whether COVID situation is reason for not opening for the time being. He has also asked, any update on India-Bangladesh air bubble service?
Firstly, responding on the air bubbles, you would know the air bubble arrangement commenced on 28th of October and it has been working well. It is expected to ease the movement of people on two sides, as well as it will particularly help those who need medical attention. Now coming on to land connectivity, you would know that limited movement is taking place and full movement will resume once the COVID-19 situation is addressed. Talking of rail connectivity, both sides have taken